So this is going to be just a quick review of the charger for the Phantom 4, the triple battery charger. You're able to charge 3 batteries at the same time. You can also charge the RC controller as well at the same time. So I'll go ahead and link to this, but I've done a quick review of the Phantom 3 charger, pretty much the same. So I'll link to that below so you have that information. The Phantom 3 charger is blue. I refer to this one as the black charger. There's a lot of different companies that will get these chargers all from the same source in China, and then some of them will actually put their own branding on this charger, but they're all the same. If you open them up, they're all the same. They come from all the same place. So it doesn't really matter where you buy it from. You're going to be getting the same charger from either one. So one thing I do want to mention is that some of this information that I've obtained, I want to give credit to Matt Engler1 from the RC groups. He did some testing on the Phantom 4 charger, and I'm using some of that information. So the DJI stock charger puts out 17.38 volts. The black charger for the Phantom 4 actually puts out 17.53 volts. It's listed on the front as 17.5 volts. So it's basically the same. There's really not that much difference there. You won't notice anything. The stock DJI charger for the Phantom 4 puts out 100 watts. And the black charger for the Phantom 4 puts out 70 watts. So it's a little bit less, but again, I don't really notice any difference. Also, for each battery, it puts out a total of 4 amps each. So I'll go ahead and I've removed the 4 screws for this cover. I'll take the cover off. And it's really basically the same as the Phantom 3 charger as far as the looks on the inside. Like I said, they come from the same factory. They just have different voltages for each one. So the inside of this, very good heat sinks, heavy heat sinks, so heat shouldn't be a problem. You also have a fan that comes on once you plug in and give it some load. The fan will automatically come on to cool the charger. I've never had any problems with that whatsoever. So a couple things I do want to point out, and it's going to be true of the Phantom 3 charger as well as the Phantom 4 charger, is that you'll notice on this end the 2 top cables are separate. These 2 top cables go into independent circuitry for 2 of the battery chargers. Then there's this one lone one on the bottom here, these 2 lone ones I should say. So one of these is the RC charger, the other one is another battery. I don't know if you can quite see it, but they actually go to the same circuitry. So if you use this bottom one to charge a battery and charge the RC, you're going to be drawing current from the same circuitry. It's not going to really make a whole lot of difference, but I would recommend that if you're going to charge 2 batteries and want to charge the RC controller, that you hook up the 2 batteries to the top 2 lines, which are independent, and then you can hook up the controller to the bottom line, which is the 3rd one. That way you're using different circuitry for each of the charging processes. I've actually hooked up 3 batteries and the RC controller. Really haven't noticed much of a difference in the way of charging. Might be a little bit slower on that 3rd battery since you're giving the RC just a little bit of juice, but it doesn't take a whole lot, and it is a very slow process to charge the controller, so I've not noticed too much of a difference there, but just a little a tip there for you. The other thing that I want to point out about both of these chargers, and this is very important, these chassis on both of them are metal chassis. As Mad Angler 1 pointed out, there's no ground to these chassis. It's not grounded. This is the ground. I've actually added this wire per his recommendation, but there is no ground on either of these chassis. So it's possible that if you have a short, that the entire case could become electrified, which you really don't want to have happen. So what he recommended is there's actually a prong down here. I use a propeller, but there's actually a prong down here that normally doesn't have anything connected to it. That's the ground. So what you can do is you can simply solder a wire onto that ground, very easy. I've hooked a little U-clamp on the other side, and there's a screw that goes through the chassis right there that you can ground it on. That's true of both of these. I've done both of these, and it's something very easy to do. I had a soldered iron, a little bit of solder, had the wire and everything laying around, but as far as materials are concerned, maybe $1 or so to do this type of modification, which I would highly recommend. There's another part that's very important that goes along that same line, is that the charging or the outlet cables that plug into the wall that come with either of these chargers, they don't have a ground. So if you do this modification, do not use the outlet line that comes with the charger. You're going to defeat the purpose because there's still no ground on it. You're going to have to simply get another one. And these are $10 a dozen. If you don't have some laying around, you could probably go to a used computer place and pick these up for like $1 or something like that. Or probably even the dollar store has a ton of these things. But as you can see, the one that I'm using actually does have a ground to it, so that chassis will be grounded. So you can't do one without doing the other. That's very important. I would highly recommend that you make this modification to these chargers if you have it. You know, chances are good that nothing is going to happen, that the chassis is not going to short out, but for the 10 minutes of time that you're really going to invest in this, for the peace of mind, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and ground the chassis just to be on that safe side. So right now, as of this video, this Phantom 4 charger sells for about $55 US. It's available through many different suppliers online, dime a dozen. You can find them all over the place. eBay, Amazon, Banggood. I ordered mine from Banggood and had it shipped from the US warehouse, which is very quick. That way I don't have to wait for it to come from China. It's a couple dollars more maybe, but worth it to me. So I'll go ahead and link some information below. If you do have any questions, you do have any comments, leave that information in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you on that. And I really hope you did enjoy this video.